ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः। Namaste, my dear friends. This is 11th and the last video on Swami Brahmananda's book, The Eternal Companion, describing his life and teachings. So, starts with Maharaj. Nowadays, many feel that they should devote their lives to the service of their country and mankind. I believe this idea has taken hold of the minds of our people because of the influence of modern education. It is impossible to do any good to others unless one has already built up his own character. Those who have taken refuge in God and have received His grace can never make a false step by their very living. They do good to mankind. Their every word and action, the very way they behave, become a source of good to all. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, first hold on to the pillar. That is, first to realize God, who is the goal of human life. Know Him first, have intense faith in Him, then go and serve others. When a man realizes God and works as His instrument, he finds peace in himself and gives peace to others. My master used to say, God is manifest in the hearts of His devotees, His children. Therefore, we must be pure in heart. His home is in the heart of the pure. He stays far away from an impure heart. When our heart become pure and transparent, when all impressions of the past have been wiped out, then only will we enshrine Himself in our hearts. Then only will He become manifest there. The pure mind receives a clear reflection of God. If the mirror is covered with dirt, it does not reflect, for the Lord's reflection does not fall upon an unclean mind. You are all young now, your minds are free from stain. Keep the shrine ready for Him within your heart. Take care that nothing else finds room there. Be pure and tranquil, realizing in this very life. Read only the sacred books. Those books which do not evoke love and faith in God are useless. They only make a man of his learning. My child, if you wish to make your life blessed, if you desire your own good, then dive deep into meditation. Do not float on the surface, but repeat the name of the Lord and the dive deep. Sri Ramakrishna was born in this age to teach mankind that dispassion is the ideal of human life. Man runs after objects of enjoyment and degrades himself to the level of the brute. If you want to make the human life worth living, take refuge in God, give up the false happiness and seek eternal happiness. Renounce, give up this world, give up everything for the Lord, make Him your own. You are our Father, you are our Mother, you are our friend, you are our everything. When we shall give up worldly enjoyments and pass our days thinking of God and contemplating Him, then only shall we make our human lives blessed and inherent happiness. Three conditions are essential for the realization of God: human birth, longing for liberation, and discipleship to an enlightened man. Through the grace of God, you have been blessed with all three. Make the best use of them and build your character in such a way that your life is not spent in vain. Do not seek temporary pleasure, find the eternal happiness. Remember this one thing, it may be that in another human birth you will have the longing for liberation, but you you will not find the society of such enlightened men as you now enjoy. It is a rare privilege, the result of great merit accumulated through many births. Through rare good fortune, you have come within the orbit of Sri Ramakrishna. See that you do not waste your life in vain activities. Faith, have intense faith in the words of the Guru and you will achieve everything. Without faith in the words of the Guru, spiritual life is fruitless. Give yourself up to him as a kitten gives itself up to its mother, then he will look after you, help you and guide you. How far can your intellect go? Take refuge in the Guru. He, with his greater enlightenment and sense of responsibility, understands more than you and will protect you from all pitfalls. No harm can befall a disciple who is under the protecting wings of a Guru. Man makes many mistakes in life until he finds God, but if he takes refuge in his Guru, there is less possibility of mistakes. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that if the father takes hold of the child's hand, there is no fear of its falling. Even so, if you make mistakes, the Guru in whom you have taken refuge will wipe away all your impurities. Without renunciation, there is no peace. Be dispassionate to find goodness and attain peace. Give up everything for God. If he has the will, man can be dispassionate and realize God. Therefore, renounce all cravings and hold on tightly to him. Renunciation has nothing to do with the wearing of the religious habit. It is not for show. He alone is a real monk who has given himself up completely to God, keeping nothing for himself. This body, this mind, this understanding, I offer everything to you. They are yours. Make them your instruments. Pray to him unceasingly. Lord, I do not know what is good or what is bad. I am yours. Do with me as you please. Pray unceasingly, let him be your only refuge. Another thing I want you to remember, through the grace of the Lord, you have come to understand that the goal of human life is to realize God. If people praise or blame you, if they honor or insult you, if you find any place in the world or not, if your body stands or falls, never move an inch from your principles or from your ideals. Say to yourself, I must realize God in this life at all cost. If you can mold your life in this way, then I shall know that you are a worthy child of Sri Ramakrishna. Then I shall know that you have made your life blessed by coming in contact with holy men. One other point I wish to make clear in this connection: who is the real Guru? He must be an unenlightened man. If a man does not know the path himself, how can he possibly show it to others? Mantrams, of course, are always potent, but when they are received from so-called gurus who trade in religion and are themselves blind, they cannot bring real peace or illumination. You have come to the You have come to the children of Sri Ramakrishna. You are blessed indeed. He who is honest, faithful, and devoted will have to come within the orbit of Sri Ramakrishna, where alone is the sage and peace is to be found. He who follows the ideal which Sri Ramakrishna embodies will become heir to eternal happiness. The disciples of Sri Ramakrishna know all the paths which lead to God. Proceed along the path into which you have been led and pray to your Guru with a sincere heart. He will guide you. Wherever he is after leaving the body, the true Guru lives on in the invisible realm. Sometimes he reveals himself to his disciples, but at all times he helps and guides them until they too attain illumination. Struggle, struggle, my boy, seek of all doubts, plunge into your spiritual practices as taught by your Guru. Never make a show of your spirituality, but always practice in secret. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, when you meditate, retire into a solitary corner or a forest and meditate within the secret chamber of your heart. Make a little effort for time and you will discover what fun it is to live a contemplative life. You will be transformed. You have the protection of an enlightened soul. There is nothing to fear. You are sure to succeed. Everything for God. If He has the will, man can be so dispassionate and realize God. Therefore, renounce all cravings and hold on tightly to Him. Renunciation has nothing to do with the wearing of the religious habit. It is not for show. He alone is a real monk who has given himself up completely to God, keeping nothing for himself. This body, this mind, this understanding, I offer everything to you. They are yours, make them your instruments. Pray to Him unceasingly. Lord, I do not know what is good or what is bad. I am yours. Do with me as you please. Pray, pray unceasingly. Let Him be your only refuge. Another thing I want you to remember, through the grace of the Lord, you have come to understand that the goal of human life is to realize God. If people praise or blame you, if they honor or insult you, if you find any place in the world or not, if your body stands or falls, never move an inch from your principles or from your ideals. Say to yourself, I must realize God in this life at all cost. If you can mold your life in this way, then I shall know that you are a worthy child of Sri Ramakrishna. Then I shall know that you have made your life blessed by coming in contact with holy men. One other point I wish to make clear in this connection. Who is the real Guru? He must be an enlightened man. If a man does not know the path himself, how can he possibly show it to others? In real meditation, the practice of japam and meditation brings the aspirant to the stage. Spiritual disciplines are practiced to bring purity and tranquility to the mind. If you practice japam and meditation and the mind still does not become tranquil or you do not taste joy in God, then you may know you are not practicing properly. Disciple. Sometimes the mind does not like to practice meditation. What should I do then? Should I occupy myself in the study of sacred books or should I force myself to meditate? Maharaj, the mind rebels against effort. It always seeks ease and comfort. But if you wish to attain anything, you must force it to struggle. That is the only way to make your mind steady. If you find it difficult to sit for long hours, Lie down on your bed and practice japam. If you feel sleepy, walk and make japam only. Thus can you steady your mind and make meditation your second nature. Should you give up meditation because the mind does not like it? If you go on in that way, you can never learn to meditate. Regular war must be waged against the mind. To force the mind to obey you is the ideal of spiritual discipline. Disciple, how many hours should one who is having a purely contemplative life devote to study, worship and meditation? Maharaj, devote as much time as possible. Those who lead a purely meditative life should spend at least 16 hours every day in japam and meditation. With practice, you will be able to prolong this period. The more the mind is absorbed within, the greater will be the joy of meditation. And when once you taste joy in your spiritual practices, the desire to continue in them will grow. Then you will no longer have to ask how long you should meditate. Your own mind will tell you. Before you reach this stage, you must see that you spend two-thirds of your day in the practice of japam and meditation, and the rest of the time in the study of sacred books and in self-analysis. The more intensely you analyze yourself, the more you will understand the condition of your own mind, and you will be able to eliminate the subtler cravings. When you are able to free yourself from these deep-seated subtle desires, when the mind becomes tranquil, then only can you become deeply absorbed upon all, strive a little, and your eyes will open to His grace. It was the evening of March 14, 1916, the day following the public celebration of Sri Ramakrishna's birthday. Swami Brahmananda and Swami Akhandananda, disciples of the Master, were seated on a bench on the eastern veranda of the Balur monastery overlooking the Ganges. Several other Swamis and young Brahmacharis were seated on a bench nearby. Presently, Swami Achalananda, who was one of the group, addressed Swami Premananda. Revered Sir, please tell us something about Sri Ramakrishna. To hear of him directly from you is far more inspiring and uplifting than to read of him and his teaching in the Gospel. Very little of the Master's teaching is recorded in the Gospel, replied the Swami. There is too much repetition. I am used to visit the Master occasionally and would note down his teaching as he heard them. But Sri Ramakrishna taught his disciples differently according to their different temperaments and their capacity of understanding. His teaching to the monastic disciples were given in private. As soon as the householder disciples would leave the room, he would get up and lock the door and then speak to us, having words of renunciation. Should one observe the vow of silence during this period of intense contemplation? Maharaj, both forced silence and wild indulgence in talk are equally harmful. What is the use of checking your speech? Merely check the wanderings of the mind. That is the important thing. Avoid unnecessary talk and keep your mind on God, who is silence itself. That is the real meaning of the vow of silence. Forcible restraint of speech brings evil effects. Disciple, Maharaj, I cannot do anything by myself. Bless me that I may have faith in you, and in the Lord. Bless me that I may understand your grace and have it always. Maharaj, never lose faith in yourself. The Lord will do everything for you. Have faith in Him. Repeat His name. He will reveal the truth to you. Do not be restless. Have patience and go on struggling. Struggle and you will surely reach the reality. Waste no more precious time in unnecessary thoughts or metaphysical speculations. Pray to the Lord that cravings may never arise in you. The Lord's grace shines Him to each To each he was able to show the way to further progress along his own particular path, so that each thought that the master was a perfected soul of his own particular set. They could not know that Sri Ramakrishna was as broad as the sky and as deep as the ocean, and thoroughly acquainted with all the different sects and paths, for he had followed them each in turn, and by each path he had reached the one and the same goal. Never forget that the ideal of life is to realize God, to see God. You have renounced the world to reach that goal. Struggle hard to grow in love for Him. Attain Him. He is the very life of our life, the soul of our soul. He is the Lord of our heart. He is our very own. Yearn for Him with a longing heart. How blessed you are that you have the privilege of serving and associating with such ever free souls as Swami Brahmananda and others who are the associates of God incarnate. Do not neglect this opportunity. You are man. Be gods. Teach others by examples of your own lives. Swami Brahmananda remained silent for a while, then continued. I see very clearly that after we are gone, multitudes will come to learn from you, young man, a young Swami. But Reverend Sir, how can that be? If multitudes are to come, they should come while you are still living. Swami Premananda replied, do not think that he would try to impress upon our young minds the emptiness and vanity of worldly enjoyments. In His great mercy, He would point out to us how dry and hot the world is, like a desert, and how, like a mirage, it burns the heart but never slacks the thirst. He taught us how to discriminate and analyze the body of man, made up as it is of flesh, blood, and bones, etc., so that our minds would not run after the enjoyments of the flesh. He would tell us of the great power of the all bewitching Maya, and how man, forgetting his divine heritage, fell ever again and unto her clutches. Deep down within his heart, man knows fully well that there is no lasting happiness to be found in the mad pursuit of worldly enjoyments, and yet, like the camel who chews thorny bushes even while his mouth bleeds, so man still stirs up his lust for enjoyment even while he suffers. To satisfy his lust, man needs gold, lust, and gold. These are the charms that drag a man down to the pit of worldliness. He alone soars high who seeks himself free of the chains. He who renounces sexual appetites, not in conduct only, but also in thought. He is who has renounced all worldly pleasures. He alone is a man of true renunciation. Renunciation is not in the garb of monk, nor it is in the renunciation of fish and meat. Spiritual aspirants of many different sects would come to visit Sri Ramakrishna at Dakshineshwar, and all of them found great satisfaction in talking to you. Are any less great than we? You have received the grace of the Holy Mother. Do you think we have become great just because people have come to take the dust of our feet? No, we first saw Sri Ramakrishna and then renounced the world. You are great indeed because you have renounced the world without seeing him. Young Swami, but Revered Sir Sri Ramakrishna made you great. Swami Brahmananda, no. Sri Ramakrishna did not make us great, he made us nobodies. You also have to become nobodies. Wipe out all vanity and sense of ego. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, when the ego dies, all troubles cease. Not I, but thou, O Lord. Look at the life of Nag Mahasaya. There was not the least trace of ego in him. G.C. Ghosh used to say, Maya tried to bind Nag Mahasaya and Vivekananda in her net, but Nag Mahasaya became smaller than the smallest, so that Maya's net could not hold him. And Vivekananda grew bigger and bigger. He became one with the infinite, and the net was too small to bind him. Do you know of what this net of Maya is? Comprised sense objects, lust, gold, name, fame, ego, vanity, selfishness, and so on. With all these, Maya binds the mind of man. Come out of this net, and the mind will run straight to God. All bondage is in the mind, all freedom is in the mind. The worldly man is drunk with the objects of with our master. Bijo Goswami was another great spiritual leader. The worldly man is drunk with the objects of with our mind. Vijay Goswami was another great spiritual leader in the Brahma Samaj, and it was a great loss to the Samaj when he left it. Swami Shivananda, one day Swamiji, Swami Akhandananda and I were traveling on the river Ganges. Swamiji was speaking very highly of Maharshi Devendranath Tagore when all at once we noticed the Maharshi's yacht at some distance from us. We approached nearer to pay our respect to the Maharshi, who, when he learned that we were disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, seemed very happy to meet us and repeatedly remarked, "Ah, how great is the love of Sri Ramakrishna, how great is his devotion." The Maharshi then asked Swamiji to recite some passages from the Upanishads, which he did. After listening for some time, he said, "I understand and appreciate the devotional passages in the Upanishads. I do not care for the non-dualistic ideas." After listening to the discussion for some time, Swami Premananda remarked, when Shivanath Shastri or some other of the learned members of the Brahmo Samaj would visit Sri Ramakrishna, he would sometimes become just like a little child and ask them, "Is my condition really like that of one who is mad? Tell me, have I gone crazy thinking of God?" And indeed, there were some who really did think that our master was a madman. Swami Brahmananda, only a jeweler can know the value of jewel. There was once a poor man who, and with that I mixed the medicine which the Swami took as sacramental food. In the course of a conversation, a well-known writer and preacher was mentioned, Swami Shivananda. But what can he know about religion? He is steeped in worldliness. He who does not live the life of renunciation cannot be a teacher. Dispassion is the first principle of spiritual life. A man of learning may write books or give lectures, but if he has no dispassion in his heart, and if he does not practice what he teaches, his words cannot be effective, for they have no power behind them. They merely create a momentary sensation. The other day I learned that a certain preacher of the Brahma Samaj was complaining that more people were coming to the Belur Math and fewer to the Brahma Samaj, and that someone had suggested that they introduce a girls' choir to attract the people. When the Reverend Shivanath Shastri heard that, he remarked that if the Brahmos would incorporate into their lives more of the dispassion and renunciation of the monks of Belur Math, they too would attract people. Swami Brahmananda, Shivanath Shastri is a sincere soul and has a great regard for truth. He is earnest in his desire to realize God. He is living now at Bhubaneswar and is practicing spiritual disciplines. He already has some inner awakening. After all, he had the blessed good fortune to associate with our master. Bijo Goswami was another great spiritual leader in the Brahma Samaj, and it was a great loss to the Samaj when he left it. Swami Shivananda. One day, Swami Akhandananda and I were traveling on the river Ganges. Swami was speaking very highly of Maharshi Devendranath Tagore when all at once we noticed the Maharshi's yacht at some distance. We approached near to pay our respect to the Maharshi. I think this is repetition. After listening to the sessions for some time, Swami Premananda remarked when Shivananda Shastri or some other of the learned members of the Brahma Samaj would visit Sri Ramakrishna, he would sometimes become just like a little child and ask them, is my... Okay, this is all repetition, I think so. Achha. Found a diamond, he had no idea of its value, so he took it. Let me just. Swami Brahmananda. Only a jeweler can know the value of a jewel. There was once a poor man who found a diamond. He had no idea of its value, so he took it to the vegetable market to have it appraised. The vegetable man looked at it and then offered him 5 cents worth of vegetable for it. But the poor man thought it was worth 20 cents worth of vegetable. Upon being refused, he took it to a rice merchant who offered him 1 bag of rice, but he wanted 4 bags. Next, he went to a goldsmith and he was offered 100 rupees. This offer aroused the greed in the man and he began to realized that the diamond was really valuable, so he took it to a jeweler who offered him 20,000 rupees. Even this did not satisfy him, so he took it to the finest jeweler in the city. As soon as the jeweler saw it, he realized its real worth and immediately offered him 1,000,000 rupees. And that is how it goes. A holy man is judged according to the worth and capacity of the appraiser. By some, Sri Ramakrishna was regarded as a holy man, by others as a madman, but those who knew saw in him the manifest incarnation of God. So this book is complete and the video is completed. Thank you my dear friends for listening this video. Please like, comment and share the video and subscribe the channel. So the whole book is covered. Please share these videos, listen them, hear them oftenly and share with maximum people. Thanks a lot. Namaskar.